The Origins SMP is similar to the Dream SMP, but every member has a superpower. So today we're going to be checking out every single member and what their power is. Starting off with the Phantom. Now the Phantom can walk through solid blocks and is invisible whilst they're in their Phantom state. They can also switch between Phantom state and normal state, but whilst they're in Phantom state, they'll get hungrier over time. They also begin to burn in daylight when they're not invisible, and has 3 less hearts than the normal player. There is only one Phantom on the server right now, and that is Wilbur. And then we have Avians. Now Avians have permanent slow falling and is a bit quicker than the average player, but they also need to sleep at high altitudes and they cannot eat meat. Currently the only Avians on the server is Tommy Innit and Bo. We then move on to Merlings. Now Merlings can breathe underwater, they can see underwater, they can break blocks underwater as if it wasn't in water. They also have increased swimming speed and doesn't sink underwater, but they can only hold their breath for a limited time whilst out of water, meaning that they're kind of stuck in water and they have to make their houses there. Currently the only Merling on the server is Nikki Neachu. Then Enderians can teleport with Ender Pearls without having any, they can reach further, but they do take damage whilst in contact with water, and they are also afraid of pumpkins. Basically, they're just a full Enderman. And currently the only Enderian on the server is somebody you can probably guess, which is Rambo. The bees can fly or levitate, they can also regenerate health near flowers and inflict poison to targets. They also have a constant slow falling effect, but they can't eat food and has 3 hearts less than the normal player. They also gain hunger, weakness and slowness in rain, and they have a button which allows them to instantly die, which is a bit of a weird feature, but I rate it. And currently the only bumblebee on the server is Tubbo. Moving on, we have Elytrians. Elytrians have Elytra wings by nature and every 30 seconds can launch themselves up into the air. They also deal double damage while they're in Elytra flight, but they can only wear light armor such as chainmail and more, and they take more kinetic damage, which means full damage and flying into blocks. They also receive a stacking debuff, which means that they'll get slowness and weakness when in places with a low ceiling. The only Elytrian on the server right now is Filza, which you probably could have guessed. Blazeborns are immune to fire and lava damage, they deal more damage while burning, and are immune to poison and hunger status effects. But they also start the game in the nether and take damage whilst in contact with water, which means anytime it rains or anything like that, they're kind of screwed. Currently the only Blazeborn on the server is Jack Manifold. We then have Arachnids. Now Arachnids have the ability to climb and they can hinder foes with cobwebs on attack, but they also have 3 less hearts and they can only eat meat. The only Arachnid on the server right now is Jayshalat, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's the only Arachnid we'll see. I can't imagine too many people wanting to be spiders. But then we have the Slime Origin. Now the slimes can bounce on any block like it was a slime block. They also have improved jump height, they take no full damage, and they can shrink to half their size instead of dying. But they do have increased exhaustion. The only slime on the server right now is Charlie Slimesicle, which, I mean, it's just in the name. Moving on, we have Inchlings. Now Inchlings are 4 times smaller than a regular person, and they have 5 less hearts, 0.25 less attack range, and 1 less build range. But they are immune to thorns, velocity-based damage, and have 0.5 more attack speed. They require less food to keep going, and they are able to climb up any kind of wall instead of just ladders. And they can also eat sugar to gain speed. Currently only Sneak Snag is an Inchling, but I have to say it's one of the cooler origins. The Starborn origin can explode when they are killed. They also take double damage from fire, they get slower when not exposed to stars, and has a small chance to be completely immobilized and blinded when hit. But they can shoot a beam that hits other players, they can boost upwards, and has low gravity at night. This origin really feels like an actual superpowers with like shooting beams and stuff like that. The only Starborn on the server right now is Smager. And yeah, this is probably one of the early origins which have actual superpowers in a way where they can shoot beams and stuff like that. We then have the Rabbit origin, which allows you to naturally jump higher and run quicker. You have the ability to leap in any direction you're looking at, you take less fall damage, and you have a chance to drop a rabbit foot whenever you die. But you also are restricted to a diet of only carrots or golden carrots. You aren't able to wear diamond or netherite armor and have less health than usual. Currently only Technoblade is a rabbit origin, although I would like to see him as like a pig god or something, that'd be pretty cool. We then have the Fox origin, who can jump higher, they can put items in their mouth, they have night vision when not in water, they can run quicker than other players, they can go invisible after shifting and not moving for 4 seconds, and when they eat sweet berries, it gives them 2 times the saturation. But they do get hungrier quicker and is slightly shorter than everyone else. But they do double crit damage when pouncing. Currently the only Fox is Fundy, which again is kind of obvious. A lot of these players have picked origins which are kind of based off of their character, because we know Fundy's a furry and he likes to be a fox, so not surprised there. We then have the Feline origin, and felines don't take any full damage and can also jump higher while sprinting. They also can see slightly better in the dark, and creepers are naturally scared of felines, so they won't explode unless you attack them first. But they also have 1 less heart than usual, and when they're not using a strength potion, they cannot mine natural stone if there are more than 2 other blocks adjacent to it, which is a very weird side effect if you ask me. The only feline right now on the server is James Marriott, and his Minecraft skin it's just something else. I don't know what it is. And finally we have the human, who is just a average Minecraft character. There's no special abilities or anything else. And the only person who's got the human origin right now is in fact Ninja. Now I don't think Ninja's a main player on the server, he's just a guest who will turn up every now and again. But other than that, the only other person we haven't mentioned is Quackity, and that's because he hasn't actually joined the server yet, I don't believe. So he doesn't even have an origin. Maybe he's getting a custom origin coded, or he's just working on other stuff so he hasn't joined the server yet. But yeah, make sure to check out the video which is on screen now, because Dream uploaded a video talking about his lore, and here's a video explaining it all.